Welcome to Painted Parables. Slow your breathing down. Relax your shoulders. Let the soft embrace of the night carry your worries far away. A tiny lantern flickered beside a quiet road. The wind whispered, "You are too small. You cannot light the way." But the lantern held its flame, steady and true. And because of its small light, weary travelers found their way home. A young fox was eager for fast success. He rushed through the forest, trying to be the quickest, but he tripped again and again over routes he didn't see. He learned to slow down, to watch his steps. Patience became his greatest teacher. A shy moon hid behind a thick blanket of clouds. Down below, the vast ocean felt lonely without its nightly companion. Finally, the moon found the courage to shine, casting a silver path across the water. The waves danced with joy, shimmering in its gentle light. A teacup with a small crack down its side felt broken and useless. But warm tea still filled it to the brim, and its heat comforted cold hands on a chilly morning. It learned that even broken things can still serve a beautiful purpose. A turtle carried heavy doubts on his shell. The hill ahead looked impossible to climb. But he took one small step, and then another, and another. Slowly, step by step, he reached the top. He realized that small, consistent progress can build mountains. A little sparrow feared the coming storm. The rain poured down, and the thunder rumbled loudly. Trembling, she sheltered under the broad leaf of a friendly plant. She learned that asking for help is not weakness, it is a form of strength. A single candle met the deep darkness once again. The darkness laughed, thinking it could easily swallow the tiny flame. But the candle simply glowed brighter in response. Hope always responds, no matter how overwhelming the shadows seem. A tired farmer planted seeds in his field, but for days, nothing appeared. The ground remained bare. Still, he visited every morning to water the soil, keeping his trust. He knew that faith often works in silence, long before we see the results. A young boy held anger tightly in his chest, and it felt heavy, like a stone. He decided to let it go, to release forgiveness into the air, like a soaring bird. Instantly, his heart felt light and free again. A distant star forgot how to sparkle. Down on earth, night travelers began to lose their way. Then, the star remembered its purpose was to guide. It summoned its light, and the path below became clear once more. A slow, steady river flowed over Heartstone. Years and years passed. The shape of the mountains began to change. Carved by the patient water, consistency creates miracles, even when the progress is too slow to see. A child dropped his favorite toy, and his heart sank. A moment later, a kind stranger picked it up and returned it with a warm smile. The child's faith in the world was restored. Goodness still exists in quiet, simple moments. A lonely tree stood in the middle of a hot, dry desert. After a long wait, rain finally came. Its roots drank deeply and grew stronger than ever before. Hard seasons are not meant to break us. They prepare us for growth. A puppy joyfully chased butterflies through a meadow. He tumbled and fell often, but each time, he bounced right back up, wagging his tail. He showed that joy isn't about being perfect. It grows through playful effort. A single candle shared its flame with another. Suddenly, two flames danced together, and the room became twice as bright. The first candle lost nothing by sharing. Giving never, ever reduces our own light. A bird with weak wings practiced flying every single day. At first, her flights were short and wobbly, but soon, they became longer and stronger, until the whole sky welcomed her. Discipline creates the freedom we dream of. A wise fisherman waited quietly by the still water. The hours passed, and his net remained empty. He didn't grow frustrated. He simply waited. Then, all at once, the net filled. He understood that timing matters more than haste. A small bee visited wilted flowers, sharing what little energy it had. Soon, the entire garden bloomed with vibrant color, and from its work, sweet honey was formed. Acts of service always bring their own beautiful rewards. A boy feared the dark path ahead. He took a deep breath and walked forward anyway, trusting his feet. As he walked, the stars appeared one by one, lighting his way. Courage is what opens the doors we are afraid to walk through. A great mountain stood silent as the wind screamed and howled around it. The wind threw all its force at the mountain, but the mountain remained calm, unmovable. It knew that true peace is a power that cannot be shaken from the outside. A small kitten learned to share her food with others. Soon, friends gathered closer, and the sound of laughter and purring filled the room. She discovered that sharing doesn't just feed others, it builds a community. A broken bell in an old tower rang with a soft, cracked sound. The villagers thought it was too quiet to be heard. But they listened closely, and they heard its call for help. Your voice, no matter how small you think it is, always matters. A slow clock ticked patiently in the corner of a busy room. Life rushed all around it, in a hurry to get to the next moment, but the clock stayed steady, honoring each and every second. It taught that balance brings a unique kind of peace. A traveler lost his map in a foreign land. Instead of panicking, he chose to follow the path of kindness, trusting the smiles of strangers. He arrived at his destination safely, realizing that good character is a guide far better than any map. A tiny seed dreamed of becoming a tall tree, but the soil felt heavy and dark. It couldn't see the sun. Quietly, its roots grew deeper, seeking strength. It learned that most growth is hidden at first. A girl offered a sincere apology. Her gentle tears softened the hearts of her friends, and the friendship began to heal. Humility has the quiet power to restore what was broken. A small boat let go of its anchor and trusted the river's current. A storm passed, but the current knew the way. Soon, the shore appeared, safe and sound. All we need to do sometimes is trust the journey. A boy stopped comparing himself to everyone else. He focused only on his own growth, celebrating his small victories. Soon, a quiet confidence bloomed within him. He realized that comparison is the thief of joy. A quiet library waited patiently, its shelves full of stories. One by one, readers arrived, opening the books and letting the words fill their minds. This is how wisdom spreads, changing generations one reader at a time. A tired candle was about to go out, its flame just a tiny flicker, but one gentle breath of care revived it, and its light returned, stronger than before. Never underestimate your power. A single word of encouragement can save a life. A wise deer crossed a rushing river slowly and carefully. Other animals rushed past, splashing wildly. Only the deer reached the other side with dry fur. Wisdom will always beat speed in the end. In a quiet village lived a tiny lantern who believed he was too small to matter. Every night, tall street lamps lit the roads. The tiny lantern stayed on a windowsill, afraid his light was not strong enough. One stormy evening, the wind blew out the street lamps. Darkness covered the village. People walked slowly. Children held their parents' hands tightly. The tiny lantern felt scared, but he remembered something important. Even a small light can guide someone. So he lit himself. His glow reached the street. Then another lantern followed, and another. Soon the road was bright again. The tiny lantern learned something beautiful that night. You do not need to be big to shine. You only need to believe in your light.